Welcome back to Let's Do Some Algebra and Math. Here we go. We're going to convert common fractions into decimals. We'll start with halves and fourths and eighths, and I want you to see the pattern between them because then it becomes an easy way to remember. Okay, 1/2, think money. Half of a dollar is 0.50, like 50 cents, or we can just say 0.5. A fourth of a dollar is like a quarter, so 0.25. 2 quarters would be 50 cents, and 3 quarters would be 75 cents. 2 quarters is the same as a half dollar, so they have the same decimal. I could drop this 0 and they would look exactly alike, or I could put the 0 on that and they would look exactly alike. If we are going to look at what decimals the eighths have, if you think of, here's a pizza, cut it in half, and you have 50 cents here and 50 cents here. If I cut it into fourths, I now have 0.25 here, 0.25 here, 0.25 on each of these. Okay, so 2 fourths is the same space, covers the same space as 1/2. Now if we're going to make eighths, we have to cut those in half. If I'm going to cut 0.25 in half, oh, that's hard on my brain. But if I'm going to make it have a 0, it suddenly doesn't look so hard. If I have to make this 1/4 be 1/8 and 1/8, then they have to divide up the decimal. So the decimal for 1/8 will be half as much. Half of the 250, if you think of it as 250, half of 200 is 100, half of 50 is 25. Now the 2/8 covers the same space as 1/4. So then the 2/8 has the same decimal as 1/4. 4/8 will have the same decimal as 2/4 and 1/2. So with that we don't even have to work hard on. 6/8 is the same as 3/4, so it has the same decimal. Now we can do everything. Okay, if you have 0.125 and you have 0.250, now we have to find the decimal for 3/8. 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 1/8 plus 2/8 equals 3/8. So the decimal for 1/8 plus the decimal for 2/8 has to equal the decimal for 3/8. And if we want to make it easier on our brain, put a 0 on. Now it looks real easy to add 125 plus 250. 100 plus 200 will be 300. 25 plus 50 makes 75. Now we can go down and do the 5/8. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 1/8 plus 4/8 equals 5/8. So the decimal for 1/8 and the decimal for 4/8 has to become the decimal for 5/8. This has 3 places, so let's make this decimal have 3 places. We're going to combine these. 1/8 plus 4/8 will give us 5/8. 100 plus 500 will be 600. 25 plus zeros is 25. Now let's do 7/8. Okay, 1 plus 6 makes 7. 1/8 plus 6/8 makes 7/8. So the decimal for 1/8 plus the decimal for 6/8 will become the decimal for 7/8. Now we're going to combine these two. Okay, if they don't have the same number of places beyond the decimal point, you can put in a 0. 100 plus 700 is 800. 25 plus 50 is 75. That's your decimal for 7/8. Now let's take a look at it and notice the pattern. And I'm going to take the zeros back off. Okay, so when it's an odd number of eighths, 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, and 7/8, it ended in 25, 75, 25, and then 75. The odd number of eighths had 3 digits. They end in 25, 75, then 25, then 75. And then the 1/8, the decimal starts with a 1. For 3/8, the decimal starts with a 3. That's kind of convenient to remember. There isn't any of them that start with a 0.4. This is 0.5. 5/8 will be 125 added on to 500, and then the 7/8, you can remember that because 7 and 8 just switch places. 7/8 becomes 8/7. Okay, so now that's how you do that. I hope you wrote all this down. Let's go some more. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and then 5/5. Obviously, you get parts that become 5/5 of a pizza would still be one whole pizza. Then if we had to divide a pizza into 5 parts, you can always, always, always divide denominator into the numerator. 5 into 1, 1.0. 5 goes in here 0 times, 5 goes in there twice, and you're done. So it's 0.2. Now that's all the work you have to do, because 2/8 then will be twice as big as this decimal also. 3/5, I think I said 8.
Yeah. So do you want to go back to 1/5?
Yeah. So 1/5 becomes 0.20, 0.2 or 0.20. 2/5 becomes twice as big as 1/5, so its decimal is twice as big. So 0.40. 3/5 is 3 times as big, so we need the decimal to be 3 times as big. 4/5 is 4 times as big, so we need the decimal to be 4 times as big. And then that's 5 times 20, which is $1. Okay, so it's 20, 40, 60, 80. Easy to remember, 1/5, 20, 40, 60, 80, $1. Okay, if you have 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, those are nice decimals. That's like a dime. 1 out of 10 dimes would give you 10 cents. Now you don't have to do any more work, because 2/10 would be twice as big. So it's 2 times this. This would be 3 times this, etc. So you can do all of the tenths. Just with the halves and fifths and tenths, and see the connection between them, and see how easy it is to memorize them. It's a good idea to memorize them. You can go use my math website. It's called monumentalmath.com. It has lots of practice of converting common fractions to decimals. It'll give you lots of practice. You just have to go ahead and make the time. Good luck and enjoy the challenge.